Here the vein. We have, it's a blood vessel. Carrying blood towards the heart. It's obviously like, this is a more scientific shape to it. It's like that. But like, yeah, heart. Carrying towards the heart under low blood pressure. All veins carry deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary vein. Veins have thin muscular walls and valves to prevent backflow of blood or ensure that the blood is flowing in one direction and not the opposite. The thin walls allow the blood to flow under low pressure, as well as the wide lumen, as the wide lumen offer no resistance. To the blood flow under the low pressure. How the blood moves in the veins under low pressure? The veins, or why actually? Let's start with why the blood pressure in veins is low. First, it's going to be about the adaptations. Then, second is the story. Adaptations I have thin walls and narrow lumen. The story is that the blood in the veins already was flowing, or the veins receive blood coming from capillaries. These capillaries. These are the capillaries. Then, let's say how blood flows through the veins, specifically when it comes about the veins in the leg, how they move against the gravity, how they move upwards towards the heart. So, I have veins embedded between muscles. So, when they contract, the muscles contract, the veins are going to be like squeezed, or the blood is going to be squeezed out or forwards into the veins, so pushing the blood forward as the valves open. When the muscles relax, the semilunar valves will close, or actually their valves generally, as it's the correct name is semilunar. However, you can refer to them as valves only. The valves would close, and then to prevent the blood or to prevent the backflow. Meaning, I have here two cases. Whenever there is movement, because of that, I always advise people to move to prevent blood clotting. Movement, and here no movement. I'm going to draw the blood vessel here. I have here the valve. Let me open it a bit. Here the blood. Here the blood is supposed to move like this towards the heart. So, whenever there is muscle contraction, the blood is going to be squeezed forwards as it passes through the vein, as well as the valves opening. So the valves opening and the blood is squeezed forward or pushed forward towards the vein or through the vein. However, no movement. So the valves are going to close. They're going to close like that. So blood, to prevent the backflow of blood. How? Because no movement, there's going to be no squeezing of blood. So blood is going to move backwards here. So I don't want the blood to move backwards, so I close the valves to prevent the blood that was already beyond the valves, to prevent it from going backwards or flowing backwards. Then I have the third and most important blood vessel. Why I say most important? Because it's kind of with many adaptations unlike the others. I'm going to color it with purple. Capillaries. Capillaries are thin blood vessels. They allow exchange of substances between blood and the cells. So they're thin, allow exchange. Therefore, exchange of substances, either gases or like molecules or substances. This exchange happens between the blood and the body cells. So this exchange happened like this. Yes. The gas exchange can be, you can give examples of carbon dioxide and oxygen, and substances like glucose and other nutrients or waste materials. You can mention an example like diffusion of gases as an example of gas exchange. As well as diffusion or absorption, both are correct, absorption or diffusion of glucose into the cells. How they diffuse out of the capillaries, there are some adaptations. And also, to be fair with you, there are cases in which glucose is reabsorbed back into blood, which is in the kidneys, absorbed back into the blood, which is happening in the filtration, kidney, and formation of urine, in which the glucose, as it's a useful molecule, so normal, healthy people are going to, their blood is going, or the glucose is going to reabsorb, the blood is going to reabsorb the glucose and preventing it wasted in urine. So So I have adaptation. So again, capillaries, they allow exchange of substances like diffusion of gases in gas exchange, or the diffusion of substances like glucose into the cells, or to be reabsorbed back into the blood. And this is only in case of the kidney and retrieving the glucose from the urine. Then I have the adaptations. Adaptations are going to be that it's one cell thick or thin wall. Always these two or either of them have the same reason, which is repeated like in the digestive system, for the villi, and like every time you see one cell thick or thin wall, you say shorter diffusion distance. You can elaborate and say for faster gas exchange or for faster exchange of substances, but shorter diffusion distance is more than enough. Then I have that there are pores or pore spaces in their walls to allow the filtration of small soluble molecules from the blood. So I have here, imagine this is the blood capillaries. These are the blood capillaries, and the blood is flowing through them. Then I have this opening. This tiny little circle is a pore or pore space that allows the blood to be filtered out. Or actually, to be more specific, the blood is not filtered out, but instead the molecules like glucose or whatever molecules that are going to be small enough to pass through the pore spaces. So the blood is again flowing through, and the small soluble molecules like glucose are going to be filtered along with the blood plasma. Large molecules, however, like proteins, can't pass. So I have also another adaptation is that they're branched. Their branched network. We say always branch network of capillaries, so they're branch network. So this increase the surface area. I can say for faster or more absorption. Exchange, because we say that it's not in all the cases that glucose is going to be taken by the cells. No, sometimes there is, for example, carbon dioxide that diffuse out of the cells into the blood in the capillaries. So it's always exchanged, whether this was a waste or a useful product or useful substance. So you have faster or more exchange, and it reaches every cell. If it's branched, so it's going to be reaching every cell by logic. I have a narrow lumen. Narrow lumen. We can say that this lumen is kind of almost same size of the red blood cell. Why? For blood to move slowly. For the red blood cells to move slowly for more efficient gas exchange. Whether it was transport of oxygen into the cells, or you're taking carbon dioxide from the cells. And let's recap for the arteries. Arteries carry blood away under high blood pressure, carry oxygenated blood. All arteries carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. I have thick outer wall, which is this part. Then this is the middle layer. The middle layer contains smooth muscles and elastic fibers. Then I have the narrow lumen, which is this part. The thick outer walls, they contain collagen, and we know that collagen strengthens the walls of blood vessels. Then it's going to strengthen it, of course, to withstand the high blood pressure and prevent its bursting. Then I have smooth muscles. Smooth muscles are going to contract to constrict and relax to dilate. So they adjust volume of blood received by different body parts. The elastic fibers, they're going to stretch or expand and recoil or narrow to maintain the high blood pressure. And also, I have the narrow lumen, which also maintain the high blood pressure. This was a summary of the adaptations and functions of blood vessels. Hope you liked it.